Hey guys, so welcome back. And I just wanted to just hop on real quick and tell you guys a story. Something that happened to me in this past month that I felt like needed to be shared because, we often go through these phases where we are being tested and we are being shown through just different experiences as to what's coming up for us, right? So I just want to share a story, how I gained a lesson in alignment in this past month. So back in June, I upgraded to a new car, which was a huge thing for me because I have been saving up, and just this upgrade itself just meant so much to me. But besides the point, I then had to then put my other car, my older car, up for sale. And so what happened was I had put it up initially for a certain price point, right? And so I started to receive certain offers, and through the negotiation back and forth, I felt as though I was being lowballed and I wasn't getting what I felt like it was worth, because I took care of the car. I did the maintenance. I took care of the inside. Like, if you guys would have seen my 2005 Chevy Malibu, it looked like a brand new car on the inside. It's just, because it's old, the outside had the paint wearing off a little bit and a little bit of scratches and dents here and there, but it was practically a really good car. So, I had received several offers, right, for it, and I was just like, no, I'm not gonna accept anything lower than this, and I'm not gonna accept anything lower than this. And so it kind of was like that for a month. Nobody would really come look at the car, or like try to test drive it. So I eventually went a little lower than what a lot of people were sending me an offer for, because I really wanted to sell the car. I'm like, I really would like to just remove this from my space now. Like, it's not something that I want to hold on to anymore. And so after I lowered it to a lower price point, then people started to coming and looking at the car, and they were test driving it, and some would kind of look at it like, oh, it's like a good car, but it's old, or oh, it's a good car, but it's high mileage, or oh, it's a good car, but I don't like how the wheels look, or it doesn't have one hubcap, or there was always something as to why the car wouldn't get sold. So after a couple of weeks of having people come in and out, or some people would say, oh, I'll be there today, and then they never showed up, and having this little moment of frustration of like, okay, nobody wants my car. My car is beautiful. Like, why doesn't anybody want to buy my car? And it's definitely cheaper. If you go to a car dealership with the same value, with the same quality, and with the care and the maintenance that I did on it, it would be so much more expensive. And I say so much more, I say like twice the amount that I was asking for. But anyways, that's beside the point. What happened was that I started to kind of I was like, all right, I'm going to have to compromise that. And what happened was that the DMV sent me a letter saying, oh, we're going to suspend your license if you don't turn in your tag or let us know what's happening with the other car, because I transferred my tag to the new car. Therefore, I transferred my insurance and everything to the new car, which also meant that I no longer was driving the other car. But the DMV didn't see it that way. They wanted me to prove to either that I sold the car or that I was selling it for auction, whatever. My license was going to be suspended. So now there's a timestamp on me selling this car. So now I'm getting a little frustrated. Now I'm like, okay, what is happening? Why isn't this working? What is happening right now? So I was like, okay, well, I really have to sell the car. So all of the offers that I rejected, I would have loved to have them now, but it's like a couple weeks ago and they probably all bought cars. So I now had to go to an even lower price point. And I'm like, I really need to sell this car. So boom, last 2 weeks ago. So in these last 2 weeks, I've had about 10 different individuals reach out, and half of those come and see the car. I was like, okay, I need to sell this car by like yesterday. So one of you are going to get it, right? Like that's in my mind. And so there was this one gentleman who had me like pulling by the string, which, you know, I wrote up an agreement, like he was going to do a whole payment plan, and I wrote up an agreement, he signed it, and then the day of that he was supposed to come bring the down payment so that I can give him the car, it ended up falling through because it was just a lesson for me that I shouldn't be giving my power away. So that was one. Boom, I let that go. I was a little disappointed. I thought I was going to sell the car. Then I've had a few people really, really lowball me, and I'm like, damn, like, am I really supposed to just give this car away, like, practically for free? Like, all the work and all of the care and love that I put into this car, like, I'm just gonna have to just let it go for free? Okay, well, if that's the economy that we're in, I guess I'm gonna have to accept that. And then I asked Tarot, of course. I asked Tarot and I asked my higher self. I asked a yes or no question. I said, listen, I need to sell this car before the 1st because they're going to suspend my license. So are we selling this car or are we not? Should I keep it at this price point or not? So tuning into the price that they asked me to keep it at, I changed the price, and then 2 individuals reached out to me. Same day, they came on Monday. And the first was a mother with a daughter who was basically looking for the daughter was looking for the mother for just like a little transportation to get here and there, right? Because she was much older. They liked it. They looked around the car. They test drove it. The older lady was like, I really like this car, but we have 2 more that we're going to go see and then we'll be back, right? And I was like, okay. Literally like an hour later, this 18-year-old kid comes, and after so many people were like, they looked at the car and they were like, I don't know if this is for me or not, whatever. Tell me how this kid rode up, like got out of it wasn't his truck, but his ride's truck. He just takes one look at my car and was like literally in love. He was infatuated with the car. He was like, this is so beautiful. This is exactly what I've been looking for. This is exactly what I want. And it's at the perfect price that I can pay right now. I've been saving up for my first car. I've been saving up, and this is all I have. And I'm really grateful that you haven't sold it because I really love this car. And he was just drooling over her. Like he was admiring her. He would go from the front all the way to the back. He like sat inside of the car. He like touched everything. He test drove it, and was like the entire time that he was test driving it, he's like, ooh, she sounds awesome. She sounds good. Ooh, I can tell you've taken care of her. Ooh, I love this so much. Oh yeah, this is my car. This is my car. I've been praying for it. I've been asking for it. And every other car fell through, but this one is it. I love this car so much. And I sold the car. Now, mind you, it was for a much lower price point than I initially did, but it was the right price. It was the right price for the person that was going to appreciate the car as much as I did. So the lesson that I got there was, listen, sometimes people are not going to appreciate you. Simply just know that they're just not in alignment. They cannot see your true value because you're just not meant for them. Those who will see you as their treasure, as the light that you are, they will love you and adore you without you having to beg, without you having to compromise your boundaries, without you having to do absolutely anything. Because I didn't have to try to sell it. He was already sold. He knew that it was his. He knew that it was meant for him. So that was like so good. When he left with the car and I was seeing it drove away, I'm like, it was put in the right hands. He's going to love that car and appreciate that car as much as I did. And that's the reason why I couldn't sell it before. Because it wasn't meant for them. It was meant for him. You're not meant for everybody. Those who you are meant for, trust me, they won't pass you by. They're either already waiting or they're already on their way to you. That's my lesson in alignment. Much love.